Hi everyone, and welcome to the Eternal Quest Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and for choosing to watch this video. I really appreciate your presence on my channel. A special thank you to all of you, each and every one of you that has subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate your support, your love, and all the interaction through the comments that you do with me. So thank you. Today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking into your person's truest thoughts about this connection and about you. I intend to do this reading sort of in an in-depth sort of a way, but also, not go very crazy on the time. So between like 30 to 45 minutes for each of the pile. And I say that in the beginning as sort of like a loosely setting an intention, but as the reading unfolds, sometimes spirit has a mind of its own, and the universe has some messages that do need to come through. And the door is open for that as well. So with that said, whichever pile you choose out of these three that I have available, if the messages resonate, if they help you in any way, big or small, please consider liking this video and also hitting the subscribe button and staying back for more future readings to come. Okay, so for the first pile, I have the cat's eye crystal. Doesn't look like a cat's eye at all, if you ask me, but I promise you that is what it is called. Basically, it acts to stimulate intuition, enhances awareness, and it's a very grounding stone. It provides protective energy. So that's the first choice with the Shadowscapes Tarot deck. The second one is this piece of lepidolite. I think I'm pronouncing it right, lepidolite. And this is basically a stone of transition, which helps like release of old behavior and psychological patterns, and reestablishing, reorganizing your mind, your energies in the direction that you want. And that is with the Silver Witchcraft Tarot deck. The third piece of crystal is the shiny black obsidian. And black obsidian is a cleanser of the psychic smog, as they put it, within your aura. And it has a powerful, it's considered a really powerful stone for protection. And that is with the Heart of Stars Tarot deck. Okay, so pick a pile. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and go with your first instinct. Go with what attracted you first, and I will have the timestamps down below in the description box. You can click on it, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. So this is for those of you that resonated with the Cat's Eye Crystal or the Shadowscapes Tarot deck. Before I begin, if you skipped or missed the intro, I did say that I'm going to do a sort of an in-depth look into your person's current energies, which is their thoughts and emotions towards the connection and towards you. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to draw oracle cards first and begin with sort of like an energy snapshot of where they are at in this moment. And this is a timeless read, so whenever you find the reading is when the message is relevant for you. So I'm going to look into sort of what is going on with them in terms of their emotions and their thoughts. Where are they at? And then we go to the tarot messages. Okay, so one card from the Mystic Motion Oracle deck. Where is your person at right now in terms of their thoughts, their energies, their emotion, their feelings towards the connection, towards this relationship that they have with you, and towards you, the person in their life. This is the Moonology Oracle deck. For those that are interested in deck names, I will have all the information in the description as well. So where is your person at in terms of their emotions, their thoughts, towards this connection, towards this relationship? How are they looking at this relationship? And towards you. Oh, we keep it facing down for now. Where is your person at in terms of their thoughts, their emotions, towards this connection, this relationship with you, and also towards you? How are they feeling about it? What do they think? What do they really think? How do they really feel? One from the Lovers Oracle deck, since I do intend to mostly keep this reading. Whoops, this kind of flipped out, so we'll keep this one. Mostly keep this reading geared towards romantic connections. Okay, this jumped out. All right. Well, I don't want you to see the cards as yet. All right. So, well, we're going to flip them over anyways in a second. So here we go. Let's start with this one. Give your relationship, this one says, we bring it up to the camera. Give your relationship a chance. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. We have bay leaves with abundance from the Witch's Oracle. We have squirrel spirit. Believe in yourself. Balance spirituality and practicality. Moon in Pisces. Resilient, bold, and sassy. Okay. So I know there are real feelings of love in this connection, and I want to start with the Lover's Oracle card that we got, and that makes me think that this reading for this particular pile 1, is about a relationship in which you have drifted apart from your person. So this could be a no contact situation, a breakup, which, in which they have chosen to end the connection, or it just, ended because of the circumstances that you find yourself in. This seems more like a circumstantial sort of an event more than, or circumstances or the people or everything that you find yourselves surrounded with, that kind of affected the quality of the relationship and how the relationship the flow of the relationship, they were affected, I feel like, by the external factors. And how they influenced, I feel like, is by influencing your thoughts or your person's thoughts and kind of put them in a negative mindset at the time that you guys decided to go your separate ways, okay? That's the feeling that I'm getting. With the balancing spirituality and practicality card, I feel like you guys might be, there must have been some time apart that you have spent already as you come into this reading, and you're trying to gather the pieces of yourself, and you're really trying to focus more on yourself, as well as, rebuilding from this place of hurt that you have been in the past. with the presence of give your relationship a chance, I feel like both of you, or at least one of you, you or maybe your person, there is an interest, I feel like, of getting a second chance with them. And I'm going to say that it's mostly for your person that I'm getting, not for you, but there's a desire, you know, within them. As I said, they do feel a strong connection to you. This card literally says that even though we might be physically apart and not in a connection, spiritually, we are always united, okay? So them feeling still very close to you, still very connected to you, having thoughts about you, is, you know, dreams about you, and that catching them at random times, you know, when they're busy, when they're doing their thing, suddenly they see something that reminds them of you. I'm also getting like home environment, like in their home, in their living space. They see reminders of you. Maybe there are things that belong to you that you have left behind at their place, or they might have left behind their things at your place of residence, but something to do with like actual things being reminders of you for them. And, you know, the same might be true for you, but definitely for them is what I am getting. And they are reminiscing a lot, I feel like, and this is all like, you know, I'm looking at the images and kind of like intuitive messages. I feel like they're reminiscing a lot on the time that you guys spent together, when you guys were together, okay? They might be, not might be, they are missing your presence. I feel like your amazing presence. And I feel like this card is talking about the kind of energy that you brought into the relationship. I think they admire you for you being bold and sassy and resilient, and they're just missing you in the space that they occupy, or, you know, they live in, or if this is like a work situation where you met them at work and you no longer work there, it also could be the workplace, but something to do with physical space, and they missing your presence within that within that space. So like you, I feel like this is a message that is relevant to both of you. You guys have been, since you drifted apart, you guys have been very focused on yourself. I'm getting a very good, capable, resilient, as the card says, vibe from both the partners in this connection. And you're really building yourself up. You're focused on yourself, as I said. And at this time, even though there is that desire within them, yes, and also within you, I feel like you still see certain hurdles and certain like problems in this connection, and I feel like these are your thoughts, okay? This is everything that during the time of the relationship and as you experienced the relationship, whatever factors came up as the quote-unquote problem, and I say quote-unquote because really it's just a shift in the mindset, I feel like, for this pile especially. It always is, in my opinion, no matter what the situation, a shift in mindset suddenly makes you see the way, and sometimes we feel really blocked and we feel like we are stuck, and we cannot help the situation, and, you know, just, you know, this is how things are. We just shrug our shoulders and, you know, tell ourselves that we there's no way that we could find a solution out of whatever it is that we perceive as a blockage. So those things are still very much present, which is why, you know, they might not be approaching you, they might not have contacted you, or even if they have not really rekindled the relationship in a real way, okay? But being focused on yourself during this time is not a bad thing. Actually, it's a very positive thing, you know. The more abundance, looking at this card, believing in yourself. So how do you bring in more abundance and more, you know, faith in yourself is working on yourself, you know. The more you achieve in terms of your goals, in the other areas of your life, the more you take care of yourself, that actually boosts up your confidence, okay? It gives you sort of like faith and a belief in yourself that you would be able to manifest whatever you need in this relationship as well. So being focused, you both being focused on your own selves is actually kind of working in a very positive way for your connection. Okay, so continue doing that. Please know that even though it might not look directly connected to this relationship, or like manifesting this relationship or bringing in this relationship back into your life, it might not, your actions, your day-to-day actions, they might not look directly connected to that, but it's all contributing to this desire that I feel like both of you still have in your heart, because you still feel very connected to each other, okay? So as your confidence boosts up, as it rises, it puts you in a different mindset, it changes your own vibe, which helps you see things differently, become more solution oriented. And the same thing happens for the person. It's like a mirror, kind of mirrored energy. And don't be worried about them not being able to connect anymore to your energy, or like at times, like when you feel disconnected from them, don't worry about consciously not being able to perceive that, because our minds, like conscious minds, are very limited, okay? But in spirit, it's always like, I feel like you guys would always be very closely connected and kind of mirror each other's vibe. So for now, the circumstances of your life might be such that you are focusing on your self and building yourself up, but please know that that is kind of like a necessary step, okay, for bringing in this relationship back, if that is what you desire, or moving on from it and bringing in a partnership. But I feel like this desire to work on the connection has not really left you, nor it has left your person that you are seeing this reading for. Okay, what else am I getting? I'm getting something from this card. Again, like two fishes swirling, sort of like moving in a circle, circling each other, swimming on this moon, which is because it's a moonology card and that's the image you get. But it's kind of like two energies kind of mirroring each other, and being in the same flow, the same flow of things. It's almost like whatever is going on in your life, that is being mirrored in maybe not the exact way, but that's exactly what is happening to them. You know what I mean? Like, you might be focused on yourself and like very busy in your job, for example. And that might outwardly might not be the case for them, but in terms of the energy transition that you both are going through, it's the same, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's the kind of message that I'm getting. But still, there could be some like practical, again, quote unquote, issues or problems that you both still see in the relationship. There might also be some ego issues with you or your person. Okay, I'm sorry to say that, but I'm getting that from you as well and from your person as well. And this is something like, it's very hard to be perceptive of and really be able to detect that within ourselves and be honest, almost, I want to say, with ourselves, because we don't really want to be seen as somebody with like ego issues, or like the ego getting in the way of this connection. And maybe right now that's not the case, but in the past I feel like ego was a issue between you two, which kind of made you both feel like, why should I be the one compromising more, or focusing more on what the other person is doing or not doing in this relationship. That's the kind of like feeling that I'm getting. And that is transforming. That energy is transforming because of this time apart and because of the feelings, anything that transforms, including your entire life, or your connections with other people, your relationships and whatnot. Transformation is not so much about thoughts, but it's about emotions. And I hope you know that as you watch this reading, and I hope you have experienced that in your life. So I feel like even though you have gone your separate ways and like chosen to end this connection, and maybe that happened because of like the problems that arise out of our ego identities, I feel like all that is dissolving with time, because there's this immense pull that you both feel towards each other, and wanting to come together and really talk about it and give this relationship a chance. I feel like you guys are going to get that opportunity in the future, okay? And for you guys who are watching this pile 1 reading, this might be happening because this is a collective reading and not a private reading. You could be at any stage in this journey that I just described. So it could be like the connection has just ended, or it's been a while and these processes have already begun. Or they might be coming to a close, I feel like. So at different points on your journey, but this is the kind of like pattern, energy pattern that I am picking up on, okay? All right, so with that said, let's go into your tarot messages and see what comes up as your person's current energy, which is, their emotions and their thoughts towards you and towards this connection. I'll be right back. I just need to take a sip of water. Okay, so I am back, and we are going to be looking into your tarot messages for your connection. So as I said, for pile 1, I'm getting the feeling that this is more about a relationship that has ended, either recently or it's been a while, it's been a few months, and you still have that person on your mind and in your energy. You still do think about them, and it's the same as the true for them, but there are certain practical things that they are more focused on and still hanging on to those issues, which I feel like are slowly but consistently dissolving because of the love that you guys feel for each other. So overall, a very positive energy of the connection. We are starting with the 3 of Wands. How is your person feeling? What are they thinking? What are their thoughts? What are their emotions towards this connection at this time when you're finding this reading? What are their feelings towards you? And we have 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so the desire to build a future and work in partnership with you, that was just confirmed with those 3 of Wands and 3 of Pentacles card, kind of like what we saw with the Oracle messages there. Okay, that jumped out. We have the Queen of Wands, so still holding the light for you, still being attracted to you, finding you really irresistible. The Queen of Wands is all about that passion, that fire. Then we have the King of Swords. Oh my God, it's like the Oracle messages are repeating themselves. He's the King of Swords, or she's the King of Swords to your Queen of Wands. Okay, Queen of Wands, this is the kind of like energy I'm getting, very similar to this Oracle card from the Mystic Martian Oracle that we had for your pile. It's very similar, bold, sassy, resilient. So sort of like an admiration for your person, like from your person towards you, for the kind of person that you are. The King of Swords is someone who is, as I said, with the Oracle messages, really stuck in with their thoughts, paying more attention to their thoughts right now, okay, in this moment, as you're watching this reading. As I said, this energy is transforming, but right now in this moment, they are more focused on their thoughts. I'm also getting a lot of like reminiscing kind of vibes from this card, which is what I got very distinctly as I was reading your oracle messages, that they still do think about you. They still wonder. You're very much in their thoughts, in their energy, on their mind. And it's like, you know, people, spaces, especially physical spaces that you have occupied with them when you were in this connection, that being they being reminded of you through the objects, I want to say, tangible objects or signs that they see in the physical space. So that's exactly what I'm seeing here. So what is your person currently feeling or thinking? With the Queen of Wands energy, as I said, you know, again, like with the oracle messages, kind of feel like the tarot is reconfirming like everything that we saw. With the Queen of Wands, I feel like, you know, you guys, or at least you, I'll speak about you because this is more giving me your vibes as my querent watching this video. You're doing a really good job of being focused on yourself and picking up the pieces, as I said, and rebuilding yourself. But distinctly see the desire here, so let's see what else comes up. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. Ten of Pentacles is like, it's all about abundance and as I saw in this card, prosperity, abundance, about your material aspects of your life. So it could be your finances, your resources, even your health, your physical body, and building all that up. And with the Ten of Pentacles, which comes after the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you guys have been, you know, on that Nine of Pentacles journey, which is, you know, gaining a sense of independence, rising in your personal power. This would resonate more for the people who are a little ahead in their journey versus, you know, if this breakup just happened. So take the messages as they resonate. But because, you know, you guys, for in that kind of like a situation in which it's been a while since you have broken up, I feel like you both have been really working on building yourself up, and now the next thing to do is to bring in this connection and these cards. And I was hoping that I would get more clarification for the Three of Wands and for the Three of Pentacles. I feel like there's a real desire, with your person. And I know that you feel that too, but these cards kind of like reconfirm what I said during, as I said, the oracle message part of this reading. How many times have I said that already? But anyways, it's like them wanting to build a real future with you. They are now looking for, like, Two of Pentacles is, Three of Wands. What am I saying? Three of Wands is a position where you already have achieved a certain level of like success, and you are hoping to build on it even more. And I feel this building on it, you know, now in both your lives, you guys have reached that stage where you can think of, you know, your long-term needs and what you want in your life, okay? And for them, I feel like that's you, because they still hold a sort of attraction, passion towards you, even though they might still be stuck in their heads, which I'm going to get more on the King of Swords in a moment. But definitely feeling long-term relationship vibes from both of you. I kind of feel like, what's the blockage then? I think it's just about like being on this essential spiritual journey, which is not necessarily like a blockage, as I just said, but you guys being, you know, sort of in a process which realigned you more for this relationship, okay, for the long-term durability of this relationship. Because if you would have brought in the same kind of vibe, okay, or they would have come in any sooner than, you know, when they do, in the near future, or, you know, a slightly more distant future, depending on, again, as I said, where you are post this connection being over, or the relationship having ended. If things would have worked out faster, is what I'm trying to say, or work out any faster than that, it probably would have gone downhill anyways, and wouldn't have lasted. Okay, so I feel like it's not more so about like blockages, even though there are some, like, you know, too much dwelling and too much importance being given to thoughts, and I feel like those thoughts were the things in the first place that broke you apart. It was not a problem per se with each other, you know what I'm saying? As in, there was love present, but at the time I feel like you guys couldn't find a way out of the challenges that you found yourselves in, and that is why this connection broke apart. Kind of like a divine, divine intervention sort of a thing, which happens in a relationship because Spirit wants both the parties in the connection to be more aligned. There's still some lessons which you needed to learn, which they needed to learn individually, okay? And again, depending on where you are in this journey, that process might have just begun, or they might be in the middle of it, or the tail end of it. But this breakup feels like it was like divine intervention. It's like you guys connected with each other, felt a lot of love, wanted to be with each other, but then, you know, certain things happened or came up, which were given importance, but that was kind of Spirit's plan, if you know what I'm saying, to break you apart so that you can build yourselves up to then come together with the Ten of Pentacles situation. I definitely do see a long-term potential of this connection. Now, with that said, of course, you know, at the time when they do come back, you would still have a choice, okay? So that's always like free will is a huge, huge thing with tarot. But in this reading, I'm not seeing as yet. We still do have space for more cards to be drawn. As yet, I do not see like you guys would meet somebody else, or they would have met somebody else, and then you would have like options to choose from. I still do feel like there's this pull towards each other. And even if, you know, at the time you are with someone else, I feel like you would rather pick this connection, the one that got away. Yeah, so those are the vibes that I'm getting, a really, really strong connection with this person, a soulmate type of energy. We have the Tower. I was just talking about like divine intervention and the connection being taken away from your life for rebuilding. You see, sometimes to rebuild in a much better way, you have to, sorry, I'm just going to move my, this is contact paper, by the way, on a piece of plywood. And yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, sometimes to rebuild a connection or what have you, like even the physical objects like buildings and whatnot, to rebuild it again in a new way, in a more long-lasting sort of a way, they need to be broken down. So I feel like that is what happened with your connection. And both of you sort of had these tower moments in your life, and not just one. I feel like there were several tower moments in this journey, is what Spirit is telling me. So the breakup being one, but then, you know, coming to like certain realizations about yourself, or like having to uproot yourself, either you or them, like having to give up a lot, you know, like leaving a form of settlement, maybe not a home, but a settled comfort zone in which you had settled in, is what I'm trying to say. You and them, they had to leave it behind, or you had to leave it behind, and walking away from this connection. But again, that too was a necessary part of it. I hope I am bringing that message across. We have the Six of Swords, that is movement away again. And I feel like these cards are coming up because it's the history that Spirit wants you to see from a different perspective. As I said, this connection, this reading for pile one especially, all the like blockages, the issues, the problems, they are more in your head rather than them being problems within the two of you. The two of you, like for example, not really having your feelings on point, or me seeing something like their feelings are not there, but you are still hoping and waiting. But that's not the case in this connection or this reading for pile one. Like I said, I feel like the love is really strong. The pull towards each other is really strong. And I feel like these elements of your history, your story, are coming up so that you can put a different, or you can see things from a different perspective. Everything that happened, because like experiencing the tower moment, I say it quite casually, or said it quite casually, as I was, talking about the tower in your reading, but it can be a really painful thing. It's a painful, difficult to deal with energy, this moving away, the Six of Swords, this having to move away from a situation, okay, with unresolved thoughts. All right, so swords, as you know or might not know, in the tarot, it's all about thoughts, and you having to move away with a lot of questions, with a lot of like unanswered questions, literally, is what I'm trying to say. That can be a very challenging and difficult thing in and of itself. So having gone through those experiences, this reading is saying that think about how it has transformed you. How has it made you better to be more specific and to be more relevant to this connection and to the relationship? The question that you should be asking is, how has that made both of you much stronger in order to come back to this relationship? Okay? Which is why I feel like these elements are being brought forth, and these messages are coming through. I completely believe that. You just need to put your pain and everything you have gone through without them and since the breakup into a different perspective. Okay? We have the High Priestess. This is inner knowing, inner knowledge. So, as I said, a little bit of like looking into your own self with honesty. And when I say honesty, as I said, there are still some blockages. Like I said that during the oracle part of the reading, right? So these blockages might be about, stemming from ego issues, okay? And kind of what is either keeping you away from your person or like keeping your person away from this connection. And yeah, this message is more for the people who are much advanced into this journey. Might not resonate with someone who has just broken up maybe, but for those of you that have, some time has passed and there's, like a massive transformation that you find within yourself, despite that, I feel like there are still some blockages that are, hindering you coming together with your person. So at least for you that is watching this reading, try and look at things differently and also really get in touch with your intuitive feelings about this connection, about this person, and, getting very honest with your feelings. Feelings. Focus on your feelings. Okay? I feel like, in doing that self-exploration, you might naturally resolve everything that has been stopping you from connecting to them. Okay? The same might be true for them, but of course, they're not the ones watching this reading. You are. So at least for you, there's a quote by Rumi that comes to my mind as I was talking about this, but it said, you don't have to go looking for love. Your basic job is to remove all the blockages within yourself that hinder, incoming love. So if there are still some thoughts, still some like pain that you are dealing with as an aftermath of tower moment or different tower moments through your journey, and still dwelling on, you know, the sacrifices that you've had to make, still, you know, thinking about the unanswered questions. What about this? What about that? Okay. Refocus that energy into your feelings. That's the message of the High Priestess. Because when you get in touch with your feelings, you know that despite the circumstances that you have gone through, that they have gone through, maybe you even see it as they have put you through, okay? And, you know, as I said, I hope that you can put a different spin on it now that you have watched this reading so far. I sincerely hope that you can see that as sort of like a necessary divine intervention thing that was aligning you, rather than, you know, that being a trouble that was brought into your life. So, anyways, as I was saying, when you get in touch with your feelings, you realize that despite the circumstances, despite everything that has happened, the feelings that you have towards this person are still very much in line, which is, you know, you still feel love, you still feel the connection to them. And especially for this pile, I feel like, you know, this is kind of like a necessary message that needs to be told to you. And I do hope that your person finds this reading too, if they ever, you know, are wondering about you, and if they do watch tarot readings, that is, in the first place. But I do hope that, hope that either through this reading or intuitively, I hope that spirit guides them towards this. And I feel like it is dissolving, you know, it is slowly dissolving all these thoughts that your person seems to be like really stuck with and focused on. And that's dissolving because of the light of love. You know, it transcends everything. You know, where is your oracle message? Yeah, transcends space and time, transcends the problems. You know, it says, for love transcends space and time. So despite the fact that they are far apart, it doesn't matter. Send them those vibes. And I will hold that intention right now that, you know, this process that they go through happens smoothly, and in a way that keeps them comfortable too, because these can be really difficult processes to go through emotionally. They're quite taxing. But despite that, the Queen of Swords coming up adjacent to the King of Swords, which to me as a reader is kind of important. I do look at where the card is placed in the reading. So that coming up with the King of Swords, I feel like they are going to slowly but surely come into the realization that, yeah, you know, that the person watching this pile one reading, that you are the one that they want. You are the one that they want to build this long-term relationship with. And that's going to bring them back into your life. Let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. This is strength. Beautiful. Of strengthening process for both of you that are, you know, involved in this connection. This might have, as I said, going through difficult times and breakups and having to move on with unanswered questions and all that. That's a very difficult thing to deal with, of course, but also a very spiritually strengthening experience. Okay, strength, and you know, that coming up as the bottom of the deck energy, which is kind of for me as a tarot reader, it summarizes the essence of the spread. So I feel like this is what was needed. This is what was needed from point A to where you were at, which led to a breakup. This is what both of you needed to now come together as like stronger, clearer, more focused individuals in building this Ten of Pentacles, because Ten of Pentacles situation is committed, is really committed energy. Okay. So this is what was needed, and at the time, you know, that was lacking, more or less, in both of you, I feel like. Okay, let me get some soul journey cards, because I want to look at the journey that they are on, or their soul is on, their spirit is on, as this reading is unfolding, or whenever you're watching and finding this video. I intend to keep this message timeless. Where are they at? On their spiritual, what are they working through, or where are they at? Surrender. I can release my need to control. Surrendering might be one of the big lessons that both of you have learned and continue to learn. Because, you know, when the tower moment happens, you can do nothing else but surrender, right? Literally, you surrender your spirit. And by surrendering it to the universe, to God, to whatever you call it, you basically are saying, okay, the little me, the ego identity me, cannot or does not know where to go from this point to where I want to be in life. So guide me. And I feel like by allowing, you know, yourself to do that, if this breakup is like really fresh and, you know, you're not far along into this like strengthening journey, please take that message and apply it to your situation. Know that, you know, this is a strength building sort of exercise for your spirit right now. And by surrendering, if you have done that, have been doing that time and again through this connection, or even if you're just starting to understand this need to surrender, you know that letting go and surrendering your need to control this connection, just letting them be, okay, at this time, that's actually a very powerful, very powerful action that you can take towards this connection, okay? No matter how painful, because surrender can be painful at times, and I feel like there are unanswered questions, unresolved conflicts, unresolved situations within this connection. So in those circumstances, it can be really hard. I understand that. But that's the most powerful thing that you can do right now and continue doing, and just let universe guide you back to this person after both of you have worked through whatever you need to work through, gain more spiritual strength. But yes, there is a long-term, you know, possibility for this connection. You just need to get ready for that energy, okay? So very positive read with a little bit of like, not a little bit of, but like big advice on how actually you should navigate what's happening. Worry, surrender, worry. I'm learning worry doesn't change the outcome. And I think you don't need to worry about this worry card so much, because in the moment, like on the day-to-day, it's very natural that you would have thoughts of worry, first of all. The stress would be natural, okay? So this is not me saying like, you know, oh, don't worry, everything's going to be fine and whatnot, even though, you know, the reading says that, you know, you guys are on an intense journey, but everything's going to be fine in the end. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, when you find yourself in moments of stress and worry about this relationship, okay, or about your future or future of this connection, know that, you know, the worry is going to dissolve in the light of the powerful connection that you have with each other. And even though right now, or like in moments of worry and stress, it might look like a hopeless situation, know that it is not going to affect the outcome. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you, okay? So you can have your moments of stress. You can go have a good cry. Do what you need to do to take care of however you deal with stress, because I know that's different for everybody. But know that your journey through this connection and the outcome that you would encounter at the end of it, which is, you know, you coming back together as much stronger individuals, that's not going to change. So you need not worry about being worried and being stressed out. Embrace it as a natural reaction. Embrace it as something that you need to go through. In fact, you know, pay attention to how you address or respond to that worry. And that's like a whole big topic that I can go into in a lot of detail at a future reading, but I'm not going to go into it right now. But pay attention to what you are learning through your own responses. Check first of all whether it's a reaction or is it a response. And if you are consciously responding to those periods of stress and worry, that in itself is another spiritual learning, another spiritual kind of exercise that your soul is putting you through right now. Okay, so, but in the end, is the outcome going to get affected by these moments of like negative times that you feel? No. So you needn't worry about worry and the stress of this connection, because love transcends it, you know. We have self-esteem, as I said. You guys are working on yourselves, very focused on yourselves. I feel like for your person, they too are focused on building up their self-esteem, and self-esteem is a much healthier thing than, you know, emboldening or strengthening your ego identity. You know, that's not what it is. That kind of creates more problems, I believe, rather than like a real sense of self-esteem. Self-esteem also makes you more comfortable in accepting your feelings, okay? Which is what, you know, I feel like your person needs at this time. They might be a little bit more stuck in their heads rather than acknowledging how they feel towards you, towards the connection and whatnot. But as they grow in their self-esteem, which is what the journey is about, their soul journey is about, they become more and more comfortable in acknowledging, accepting their feelings towards you, towards the connection, which is what, you know, makes them come back. Bottom of the deck, we have happiness. So the overall, again, the vibe of this connection and where you guys are headed as individual souls is happiness. I loved to see that card. And this also means, you know, finding your happiness right now is one of the messages, just because what I read at the bottom of the card, you know, I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. So, you know, right now, as I said, there might be some like negative headspace that you might be stuck in, or they might be stuck in, whereas when, you know, thinking about this connection, it might be triggering, you know, these negative emotions, or like worry and stress and things from the past for both you and the person. But all that is getting cleared with your feelings coming into focus. I feel like as you guys work through all of that, you know, through the process of surrender, learning how to respond to worry, building up your self-esteem, all of that is being dissolved so that, you know, when you think of your person, all you feel is happiness. That is what is going to bring them back into this Ten of Pentacles situation, which I feel like, or vibe, which I feel like is both of you, like your heart's true desire. Okay? So where is this going to end? It's going to end in happiness for both of you. Okay? So that is all for this reading for pile 1. I'm going to leave it here. I hope that this reading was helpful. I hope that it uplifted your spirit. It helped you see things a little bit differently, put a few of the things that you needed to in a different kind of perspective, and gave you some food for thought. I really hope that. And if this resonated, please let me know in the comments below what your story is, what your journey has been with this person, and give this video a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing for more future readings to come if you haven't done so already. Okay, so I will see you in my next reading. Bye, Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2, Group 2. So this is for those of you that resonated with this Lepidolite, the Lepidolite crystal and the Silver Witch Tarot. So as I said in the beginning, I'm sorry if you're hearing noises, that's just my dog. As I said in the beginning, I'm going to do sort of like an in-depth look into your person's thoughts and emotions towards this connection and towards you, and give you some insight on that. For this reading, I'm doing it a little differently. I usually start with the tarot and then go into the oracle messages. But for this one, we are starting with oracle cards, and I'm basically picking out one card from each of the 5 oracle decks that I am bringing into this reading, sort of like an energy snapshot. And when I say energy, I mean the thoughts and the emotions that are influencing your person and the situation and their perception of this, and also a little bit about you. That usually does come up in a reading like this. So one card each. This is from the Moonology Oracle deck. In case you're interested in the names of the Oracle and the Tarot decks, I will have that listed in the description box below, if you're like me and you like to know. This is the Spirit Animal something. The Spirit Animal Oracle, I call it Baron Reed. One card from this one. We have the Witch's Kitchen. It's a wonderful name, isn't it? Witch's Kitchen. I really like that name. The Witch's Kitchen Oracle deck. I like to say it, the Witch's Kitchen. Oh, being silly. I'm in a good mood, in case you couldn't tell. Like feeling the high vibe, you know. Which I hope that by the end of your reading, you would be left with as well. I hope that it transfers from me to you, because that's what we are here to do, spiritually speaking. Lift up each other. This is the Lovers Oracle deck, the infamous, hard to shuffle Oracle deck. And we have one from the Romance Angel. And I'm bringing in the Lovers and the Romance Angel because in my mind, I'm intending to gear this reading more towards romantic connections. And not so much about like friendship and other kind of relationships in life. And I also intend this reading to be timeless. So whenever you are watching this video, that's when the messages are relevant for you. That's the Mystic Martian Oracle deck. How is your person currently feeling, thinking towards you, towards this connection, this relationship that they have with you? What is on their minds? How are they feeling right now? Okay, I'll flip this over because I'm going to flip over the cards anyway. So with the first one from the Mystic Martian, we have crop circles, messages, curiosity, signs. From the Romance Angel, we have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. We have this beautiful card, and it says, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay. This one is sensitivity, which is witch hazel. This one is embrace the in-between, flamingo spirit. And wow, we have luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Okay. So give me a moment as I feel my way through this. So I'm going to start with the first card I flipped over, crop circles, messages, curiosity, and signs. I feel like in combination with sensitivity, okay, you and / or your person does look for messages, like signs from the universe that tells them what to do about this connection. Okay? Now, this kind of, and when I say messages, they also might be someone who looks at tarot readings, for example, or different, like other kinds of divinations. So there might be that inclination within them and within you, both of you, to gravitate towards this kind of like a medium and look for signs, look for guidance on how to navigate this connection, this relationship. With the codependency side coming up and embrace the in-between, I'm getting two kinds of situations for this pile. This could be a connection that has ended, okay? Or in the middle of sort of like a problematic phase, okay? The sensitivity card, I feel like, is talking about your person being sensitive, and I mean just in general, being sensitive, being intuitive, being empathic, and maybe that is talking about you as well, to emotions, okay? The type of person that gets easily triggered, okay? But with luck is on your side, with the presence of this card, and I'm seeing like the bow and arrow kind of pointed towards the moon, and it's going to hit the target. It seems like, I feel like with this relation, in the past, you guys might have experienced a lot of sort of bad luck in terms of finding love and finding the right partner. And I feel like with this relationship, it seems like the kind of connection that each other's like sensitive sides, you do understand that about each other, is what I'm trying to say. So they might get the ways in which you are sensitive, and you might get the ways in which they are sensitive, okay? And you might be careful with your words and your actions, and always like trying to include them or think about them before you make a decision, before you take an action. And I feel like that kind of sensitivity might have added a lot of like positive things into this relationship, but the other side, the shadow side, okay? The shadow side of that is that there is a need to question your capacity, which I feel is pretty high. Your capacity is high and their capacity is high. There's a need to question that capacity to compromise in this connection for both of you, I feel like. And take into account and like be honest with yourself of how much are you doing it out of empathy versus codependency, because codependency does come up as an issue or a problem or an aspect of the relationship that is affecting this connection and taking it a little off track, okay? There's a need to really celebrate yourself, really acknowledge yourself, and be very clear, I feel like, about your needs in this connection. And in the past, okay, codependency issues, they typically come from, not to sound too much as like a armchair psychologist, which is actually my background. My background is in psychology, and like I've worked on my trauma a lot over the years. So I've educated myself sort of on this codependency. That comes from an insecure place, okay? So the compromises that you make in the relationship, all right, there's a boundary, I almost feel like, and if it crosses that, okay, it becomes more so about keeping that person in your life by any means possible, or like bending over backwards, versus you wanting to do them because you're taking into account their feelings, their emotions, and what they need and what this relationship needs. It's a very subtle difference. All right. Sometimes we might find ourselves justifying our choices, our actions, our decisions as being, us being like accommodating in the relationship, and shouldn't one be, in a relationship. But to me, codependency talks about maybe you gave this relationship too much in order to be able to keep your partner interested and still invested in your relationship. Okay. And that might have led to some problems. Okay. With the embrace the in-between card, I feel like if this is talking about a relationship and if this information like resonates, which has ended, right? And if you ask me, like, is there a possibility for you guys to come together? I would say yes, absolutely yes. But there is a need to allow this period of separation for those of you that are in separation, that are in no contact, for those of you for whom the relationship has reached an end for now. There's a need to embrace this in-between time and control your inner world that might be making you a little anxious, because that's what codependency, that's how it affects the person as well as the connection. So it might be like, you might be looking for the right answer. You might find yourself really stressed out about it. You might find yourself really, driving yourself crazy, thinking about like, what should I be doing? What should I be saying in order to fix this? All right. And sensitivity being kind of like one of the cards that is present in this reading. What happens with the wounding? Let me take a few minutes to talk about that. What happens with the kind of wounding that gives birth to like these codependent tendencies is that there's a lot of emotional wounding, which the light side of it is that it makes us very sensitive towards the other person's pain. Okay, we see things more clearly about the kind of pain that people are in than sometimes they themselves are ready to acknowledge. All right. And when that happens, no amount of you stepping into the situation and trying to get them to see, trying being the key word, would ever work in any kind of connection, like be it a romantic connection, be it friendship, be it, anybody. Unless they see it for themselves, come to some deep realizations themselves, okay? They are not going to shift because of you doing things from a place of trying to get them to see. The best thing to do, all right, in this kind of like a circumstance or a situation, if this is how your relationship and if you relate to this, the best thing to do is just to allow things to happen on their own. All right. And I feel like if you are in a place where you are looking for answers, you are looking for guidance, this oracle card is telling you right here what to do. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay? Sometimes what feels the right thing to do might be very uncomfortable. Keep that in mind, because your comfort zone is being fueled right now because of, the codependency, the wounds, the emotional wounding that you have. And so what naturally comes to you in circumstances like this, or in romantic connections especially, that might not be the right place that you might be coming from, they might not lead to the right actions, the intention behind those actions, okay? With luck on your side, I feel like now the time has come, as you are watching this reading and acquiring like all this insight, this knowledge, now things are ready to shift, which is why these kind of messages, or you are being brought to these kind of messages, okay? be mindful, the message being be mindful of what actions, what decisions you are taking going forward. Healing yourself, working on healing your codependency issues. And it seems like luck, or just by allowing things to be, there is a big possibility that, things will turn in your favor and everything will just fall into place. That is what luck means to me, For luck to manifest, or the energy of luck to work on your behalf, nothing is really demanded of you. Understand that. That there's nothing you could do, nothing you could actively say. You don't have to plan it. It just happens. Like, things just fall into place. And in the time being, in the go-between, in between time, what you need to do is look at healing your codependency issues, connecting with yourself, understanding them, acknowledging the mistakes that you might have made in this connection, or even your person might have made in the connection, and seeing, what have you learned from that. And also, Spirit is saying that there might be a part of you that is awakening at this time, which is becoming more aware of how codependency affects relationships, how your own intentions, the motivations that you bring in, how that affects the relationship. This might be something that the Spirit is like, even with this card, messages, curiosity, and signs, you might be guided to, literature or videos that talk about these issues and talk about how to heal them. Okay? So that in itself would shift your vibe, healing codependency issues. It would give you a fresher perspective on the connection. And then every action, every decision that you take in this connection would be from a place of love and not from a codependent, unhealed place. Or a person who feels like they need to do XYZ to bring about a change in the connection or in the relationship or in the person that they're dealing with, and they feel kind of insecure and lost without the connection or the person. Try and understand that that's coming from a place of fear, that's coming from insecurities, that's coming from a place of lack, okay? And that is not how you turn the direction of the relationship. So pay attention to what is being brought to you at this time, in terms of messages and the information that you are being guided towards. Pay attention to that, work on your healing, okay? And embrace your sensitivity, because let me tell you, sensitivity to emotions, I used to, like growing up, I used to think that that's a very negative trait. Believe me, I did, because it gave me a lot of pain. Just me being so sensitive, it did make me like more aware of other people and, their pain, and empathic and all that. But my sensitivity in this world was not really received that well. And I had problems like learning how to temper it in a way that it becomes like a positive thing, a positive force, and understanding it deeply. And then from that place, I could take decisions, and, my actions, they became more helpful to the other people and other relationships in my life. This is a real phenomenon which I have experienced myself, and I do see that on almost a daily basis in the world happening, that it's fine. It's absolutely beautiful to be a sensitive soul, an emotionally sensitive soul. But when it is misdirected and comes in combination with, inner wounding, which gives rise to, codependent tendencies, that's when it creates problems in relationship, because we feel like we are meeting the needs of the person that we are involved with, but we are actually causing a lot of disruption in their life. Believe me. And we are trying to be sensitive, but we are not truly sensitive, because our perception, because of the wounding again, is kind of flawed. Okay, so with this, like, you know what you need to do, paying attention to the information and embracing this, like, in between time, this time of separation between you two, and focusing that energy back into yourself. I feel like you're going to get a very different perspective of this relationship. And yes, with luck on your side, I feel like now the time has arrived that you will get success in not only healing that, but also as a result, healing your connection. Okay, but this is a very powerful card, I feel like, and it's almost like the presence of that card, I feel like, should completely relax you, because as I said, there is no need to plan, there's no need for you to devise anything, no need to come up with ideas. I feel like you will be taken to what you need to know at this time, the answers, the solutions, the whatever resources you need, the right people coming into your life, the right videos, the right books, you know. So with this card, I feel fairly confident that, you know, things are going to shift, and the shift begins with you and also your person. If, you know, energies, you can flip this over. Like, if this sounds like the person you're watching this reading for, this is true for them. They are going through a transition, all right? And I feel like, as I said in the beginning, you both might be the kind that do look at tarot readings, or maybe not tarot readings, but other kind of spiritual guidance. So rest assured that they are being guided towards their own healing, and apply whatever I said up until this point to your person. And it's going to work out. Now is the time to heal, really heal, and go out into the world with your authentic self, knowing that what you bring to the table is more than enough, and that you're deserving of the love that you need. Okay, so now let's go into your tarot reading with your tarot cards. The silver, what is it called? Silver Witchcraft, something like that. Tarot deck. I'll put the exact name in the description box below. Now this jumped. Judgment. Look at that. Renewal. Coming to new realizations. Freedom from your old self. Shedding the old, and embracing the new. So Judgment is a powerful energy to start with. An energy of transformation. And I'm also looking at the line of, like, light, the dots, and it's kind of like ascension, you know. So a time of healing, as I said, you know, for pile 2, the time to heal and rise in your power, ascend. And this is spiritual. This has got nothing to do with the outside details of your life, but just you and your person, I feel like, coming into their power. This is more for your person, okay? They are coming into their power, and coming to some really deep new realizations about life. And you know, in the process also realizing a lot of things about themselves, the connection that they have with you. So let's see where this reading takes us. And we have the Six of Swords in the reverse. Okay. How is your person feeling towards you at this time? How are they feeling about the connection, about the relationship? What are their feelings, thoughts, and energy? Then we have the Empress in the reverse again. Are all these cards reversed? Okay. So I was holding the deck in a way that, you know, just made all the cards in the deck reversed. So what I'm going to do is intuitively follow my guidance. Intuitive guidance, and I'm going to flip over these cards, because even when it came up reverse, it didn't feel right. So I'm just going to go with my deep intuition here, and like I said, I am feeling pretty confident and sure about what I'm doing here, so trust me. Okay, this jumped out. We have the Chariot. So for some of you, this could be, I'm just looking at the image and the intuitive messages that I'm getting. This could be a romantic partner, but like a serious relationship, like maybe you have children together. Then we have 7 of Pentacles. How is your person feeling towards you at this time for pile 2? We have 7 of Wands. Oops. Sorry, I keep hitting the overhead filming setup here. Anyways, coming back to your reading. We have the Empress, we have the Chariot. For some of you, with the Empress and the Chariot card, this could be talking about a connection in which your person was or is in another relationship, and they had like a relationship and a deep connection with you. The 7 of Pentacles, I feel like, and with the 7 of Wands, I'm going to put this card here intuitively because I feel like they go together. In the past, in the recent past, or like, you know, when you guys had your split up, your breakup, or things going wrong in this connection, I feel like the 7 of Pentacles is talking about your energy and how you were persistently very patient, okay, with your partner. And I feel like they recognize that. And with the oracle messages, I'm thinking about codependency. So questioning, you know, how much love, patience you gave to this relationship, how much of it was from, you know, maybe your own wounding and wanting this connection to work and wanting to keep this person in your life, and how much of it was from, you know, a place of real love. Okay. The 7 of Wands is talking, the 7 of Wands to me is stepping into, it's about getting defensive, yes, but it's also about stepping into your power and really owning your heart desire, okay? And standing by it, like being able to take a stand. And I feel like your person with this Judgment card and the Chariot and the Empress, with the Empress energy, I feel like there really is like a strong attraction that they do feel towards you. They see you, they do think highly of you, okay? Regardless of the mistakes that you made or might have made in the connection, because I'm talking about like thinking about, you know, the codependency card that came up in the oracle set for you guys. If something in your relationship or, you know, past you're perceiving as, you know, like mistakes, rest assured that even today, your person thinks quite highly of you, celebrates you, knows that you are deserving of nothing but the best. So with the Judgment card and the 6 of Swords and 7 of Wands, I feel like this is your person coming into their power. As I said, the Judgment energy that we started with, that was really strong for me. And what was strong was this bird escaping almost like from an imaginary cage and taking flight and feeling more free. Free to choose for themselves, free to take a stand, free to know what they want and really own that, you know. And in the past, they might have had trouble doing it, okay? They might be really stuck in the kind of situation that they found themselves in. For some of you, like I said, I really do feel like this is talking about your person being stuck in a family type of situation or another connection. There might be children involved for some of you, or maybe not, but definitely I'm getting like third-party vibes now that I look at the tarot cards. And they might have felt like really stuck there. And I'm also getting the feeling that there was some like lying to themselves about how happy they are in the other connection. And now it's like everything is shifting and they're realizing that, you know, it's not really for them, and moving away and finding the courage to move away from that, I feel like. Okay. Let's get some more. How is your person? Sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place, but I'm getting the message in the format that I'm speaking. So we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. How is your person thinking, feeling towards you, towards this connection? We have the King of Swords, so the counterpart, the male-female counterpart. And as I drew the Queen of Swords, I feel like there's a recognition within your person that this experience of a relationship with them has really hurt you, has left you wounded. It's also possible that both of you might be wounded in the past, and you know, the counterparts, King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, came up one after the other in this reading, which is pretty rare, to be honest with you. That happens very rarely. And I feel like both of your energies are present as being, you know, kind of people who have been hurt in the past, and also through what has happened in this connection. And we have the Ten of Cups. So like I said, that coming up with the Empress energy, I feel like that's what they want. This is how they see you and desire a Ten of Cups, like emotional fulfillment. But your presence in their life, I feel like, you know, gave them an opportunity to experience the vibe of that Ten of Cups card. What is it to find the right person, to be with them, to celebrate life with them, you know, to share your life fully with them, and just be yourself and be loved for who you are, I feel like. And in this connection, the other connection, if that is relevant to your situation, I feel like it was a forced kind of happiness. I'm seeing this person who's in a boat with his family, but it's like he's looking over to the side. He's not really paying attention to the two people on the boat. And it's a beautiful scene, isn't it? Like the rainbow, the waterfall. But he's looking to the side. Even though, you know, just by itself on the surface, this looks like a happy scene. I almost feel like this person, there was a recognition in them that, you know, this is not really for them. If there is a third party situation and you are aware of it, then, you know, take this message and apply it to that. But even if there was no third party, and this is talking about just the circumstances of life that made them feel stuck, I feel like there's a real kind of desire now popping up, or like coming up for your person, that recognition, you know, might be, it's possible that they might be in denial up until this point about their feelings, about their reality, and just, you know, that day-to-day experience of their life, whether, you know, in a different connection or not. And now there's a desire, thinking about you, thinking about the times that they have spent with you, and making real progress with the Chariot card. So I'm taking Chariot message to mean, you know, in terms of real progress as well. It's also integrating like the light and the darker aspects within ourselves, and really using that. And when I say integration, I mean, you know, us being able to learn from our past mistakes, learn from our past experience, learn from the pain, and integrate that into the future, or how we move into the future. Okay. And with the Seven of Wands and the Judgment card, I feel like your person is really going through a transformation where they are going to stand up and really be clear, gain more clarity about what they want. And the Seven of Clarity, speaking of clarity, the Ace of Swords, new beginning. Yeah, this is, you know, now I feel like your person sees the possibility of a connection with you and a relationship with you in a very real way. Okay, that's what that's what is happening, or that's where the transformative journey is taking them. And previously, it's like maybe it was like a vague idea, but they saw all these like problems, or in some cases, like a third party situation in which they felt like they would never be able to come out of or really invest fully into this relationship. But I feel like now they're seeing things clearly, and they're going to reach a decision point, like a clear decision, in order to have this new beginning with you guys watching this reading. So that's beautiful. I don't know if I finished the thought that I was talking or saying about the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. I feel like you guys have both sustained a lot of wounding from this connection, both in pain, and both trying to really get clear, I feel like, about your feelings and your thoughts. So there might be some confusion within you as well. Look at that Magician. The Magician is feeling more confident, feeling more powerful, really stepping into your power, and knowing that from this point on, because of the way your thoughts and emotions are aligned, you can create the life that you want. Okay? And the Magician is pointing to you. As I said, Seven of Pentacles, I feel like talks about your energy and their acknowledgement of the patience, the love that you have provided so far and given them in this connection. It's almost like the Magician is pointing to you and saying, that's who I want. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful energy to this reading. So it's almost like I want to say to you, as well as your person, Justice, you guys have been through enough, but now is the time to really transform, to see that, you guys are a good match to each other, sensitive to each other's needs. Oh yeah, now that sensitivity card like kind of makes more sense to me, or like adds, this reading, the tarot reading adds more depth to it, because of you guys being wounded in the past through this connection and just in general. That makes you a good match to be more sensitive towards each other's needs, each other's woundings, and just gain that wisdom of how to be in this connection with each other, Right, bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Look at that. The Emperor is all about the Emperor and the Empress. Look at that. So because of the distance between the cards, the physical distance, and that does matter to me as a tarot reader. I look at that. Sometimes it's an intuitive message. I feel like they're not there yet, but they're getting there. They're looking at you. The Empress is looking at the Emperor. So they're getting there, getting closer to you, getting ready to provide you with like a definitive sort of commitment. And the Emperor is also about them rising in their power. When you think of the Emperor, you think of somebody powerful, independent, in control of their world. And I feel like this transformation that your person is going through at this time, it's bringing them to their power. As I said, even with the Seven of Wands, gaining clarity, the Ace of Swords, the Magician, gaining more clarity towards you, towards the connection, and seeing certain truths about their previous life or a previous connection that they were not able to see up until this point. But now things are changing. The ball is already on the roll. I'm seeing Two of Cups, bottom of the deck as well. All right. An emotional connection like no other with the Two of Cups. Really feeling a close bond towards you or with you. And knowing that, you are the one that fulfilled them emotionally. So this to me feels like a matter of time, okay? It's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, okay? It's a matter of time. Like, when would this happen? And that's where, this is a general reading. It's not a private reading. So I wouldn't know like where you're in your particular case, like what's happening, where you are at. So if this is a recent breakup, then this is how, their path, their journey is going to unfold. But if, it's been a few months and some time has passed, they might be either in the middle of it or towards the end of it. So take it as it resonates and apply that to the situation. But regardless, even if it's like a recent breakup, I feel like that is what is going to unfold, as long as, you believe that you don't need to do anything, work on your own healing, connect with your own heart, just know that you will be guided to the right information. And I hope you consider this tarot reading as one of your resources that you were guided to. Embrace this period of separation and learn how to temper yourself and heal yourself, so that the sensitivity, with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, the sensitivity that you bring towards them in this connection is enhanced and, is more on point. That's the best word that I could think of. Okay, so let me get some more oracle cards and read into the energy of your person at this time. How's your person feeling, thinking? Whoops, solitude. So yeah, this is a time of them really being focused on themselves, but realize that this is a good message. This is a good card, because transformation, as I keep saying, if you watched my other readings, but transformation is something that happens in solitude. And I love that it says solitude and not like them being alone or lonely. Solitude is a very kind of like the focus is you, but you're working on something in that space. So it's not really empty. Okay. We have movement. So as I said, there is going to be movement in this connection. I feel like passion, right? The passion that they feel towards you, towards the connection, that's kind of like the fueling fire that's going to drive, I feel like, this transformation. We get one last card. Okay, too many jumped out. And we have stillness and solitude. So for now, for the time period that you watch this reading in, it's possible that it may appear that nothing is happening, but remember, still waters run deep. So there's a lot going on underneath the surface. And effortless is what is at the bottom of the deck. Effortless to me is a beautiful energy of surrendering to the process. Like I said, embrace the in-between time, and know that with luck being on your side, do not forget this card. You don't have to really plan and do anything. Like, I feel like you guys have done enough in this connection, and you can, for now, and I hope that you will, after having watched this reading, really relax into just knowing that it's being taken care of. They're being guided. And this time around, for this relationship, luck is really on your side, because the time has now come for both of you to really heal and find the kind of love that you both, I feel, are looking for in your life. Okay? So I'm going to leave you reading here. I hope that this was immensely helpful. Please let me know in the comments below if you watched this pile and how it resonated or did not resonate with you, which aspects did make sense. And yeah, if it did help you in any way, big or small, consider giving this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe and stay back for more future readings to come. All right, thank you for being here, Pile 2. I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. So this is for those of you that resonated with the Black Obsidian
crystal and the Heart of Stars tarot deck. If you see my nails changed from the intro, with the accessories changed or whatnot, it's because I'm filming this on a different day. Okay, so as I said in the intro, which if you skipped, I'm going to do an in-depth look into your person's current thoughts and feelings towards you, towards the connection. And I thought for this reading, I would begin it by using oracle cards, or bringing in oracle cards first and then going to your tarot messages. So I have 5 different oracle decks here, and I'm going to draw one card from each. And what I'm hoping this would do is give me sort of like an energy snapshot of the situation. And by that, what I mean is, looking into what are their current thoughts and current emotions towards you, and how do they feel about your connection, how do they feel about you, what is going through their mind, what are they dealing with. And with pile 1 and pile 2's reading, this also brought up, the history a little bit of the relationship. And sometimes, the oracle messages spoke directly to you, the person who's watching this reading. So let's see, what are your person's thoughts and emotions towards you? How are they feeling about the connection? So yeah, the possibilities are endless, and I'm just going to follow my intuition and going to follow wherever Spirit takes us, takes me. I don't want you to see the cards as yet. What are your person's thoughts and feelings about this connection? If you are like me and you are interested in knowing which oracle decks are being used, I will have the names of all the tarot and oracle cards that I use for this reading or this video in the description box below. Okay. What is the energy of the situation right now? What do my pile 3 querents need to know about this relationship, about the person? What are the messages that need to come through for pile 3? This is the Lover's Oracle deck, kind of the infamous one, hard to shuffle. Oh, and another thing, I am keeping this reading geared, like that's the intention, geared towards a romantic connection, either an ongoing one or something that has ended for now, but romantic connections nonetheless. Okay, so let's take a look at all these cards here. The first one, we have new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Then we have time with courage from the Witch's Kitchen Oracle. We have full moon in eclipse, conclusions are within reach. We have heart-to-heart conversations. Then we have feeling safe, wisdom, keepers, and concerns with the Arcturians. This is the Mystic Martian Oracle deck. And we have time to collaborate. Okay, so I definitely get the vibe with the new beginning, the number 1, heart-to-heart conversations, feeling safe, courage, and we have an ending card here, but I don't think this means that, your relationship, the one that is on your mind and the one that you're watching this reading for, I don't think that this is talking about that relationship concluding. I feel like it's talking about a renewal, okay? An energy of renewal. A time where you will be able to come together, I feel like, and really have deep, meaningful conversations. I'm looking at the heart-to-heart conversations card here. Have deep, meaningful conversation with your person. Honest conversation, opening up about their feelings. And this is something that might have been missing in your connection in the past. Okay, it could be a matter of like lacking courage, as in your person might have felt blocked in some ways, and one of the factors would have been their own personal capacity to open up. Okay, lacking the courage and not seeing that, not seeing maybe the relationship a possibility, or maybe they didn't see a point to, you know, having those kind of like heart-to-heart conversations with you at the time. But now I feel like your relationship is being infused with this new energy of honesty. And what this will do, okay, for both of you, I feel like this is going to make you feel much secure in the connection, give you the answers that you have been looking for, I feel like, clarify a lot of the things for you, a lot of the confusion that you have felt in the past, and get your concerns addressed. Okay, that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. Like, this is an infusion of your energy. Oh, oops, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. That was the doorbell and my dog barking. So I went, attended to it, and now I'm back. So as I was saying, and I did move the cards a little bit to the right. If you see a little bit of difference from the previous clip before my dog barking in. Anyways, as I was saying, I feel like your connection is going to be infused with this new energy of opening up to each other. And basically, I feel like this problem, this blockage with having like no courage to speak up, or not finding the courage within themselves, is more about your person than you. So they might have left you with a lot of questions, a lot of confusion in your mind. And I'm looking at this picture or this illustration of the two ants. It's like one has been stressing about something, and the other one is just coming in to provide some kind of, you know, like pieces of the puzzle and input, you know, to resolve whatever this ant seems to be going through. So I feel like this is talking about the energy of your person coming in towards you. And I feel like, you know, talking about you, because I was thinking to myself, like, are these cards demonstrating like a real desire in them to do this? And the answer is like yes and no. I feel like this is more so about things just organically shifting, as in like one way of being, a pattern in the relationship is concluding because of the energies changing. Okay, energies within the connection, so like about the whole like relationship and the circumstances maybe, the energy of your person, and also your vibe. Okay, it always begins with you. So now that you have, you know, shifted a little bit after, you know, having gone your separate ways, or you have just taken your questions and chosen to hold on to patience maybe, with a lot of love, and still keep the space open for your person to come in and express themselves to you. I feel like your patience is now being rewarded, or will be rewarded very soon, is what I'm getting. Okay, so this new beginning, this is the kind of like theme, this card, I feel like new beginning, a new chapter opening up in this connection, is the overall vibe of this relationship that I'm getting from your oracle cards. Okay, now let's get into your tarot messages and see what's happening or what's coming up with your person, and how are they feeling, thinking at this moment, what you should be aware of, what you should know about. So we are starting with the moon energy. Okay, how is your person feeling in general, and how are they feeling towards you and this connection? How are they feeling towards you and this connection? even though we are starting with the moon energy, which is, you know, them, I feel like feeling very triggered and still a little bit in their fear, and feeling it's an illusion, of course, but that illusion of them being restricted and not finding the courage to cross over. I feel like we already know from the oracle messages that that is shifting, okay? That is changing. Then we have the sun, the moon and the sun, the counterparts. So as I said, things are soon shifting. I feel like everything in their subconscious minds or the unconscious spheres, which is what the we have two cards, the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. The moon card represents to me all the subconscious fears and our unconscious fears. You know, I'm also noticing a child, you know, as a part of this moon card, this rendition of the moon card. And this to me talks about childhood traumas, pain, difficult lessons that your person has learned in their life. And they are trying to kind of change their relationship with this trauma and how it affects them. And I feel like they're being divinely guided, you know. It's a time of healing for your person as well, okay? Because relationships in life, I believe at least, that relationships in life are one of the, if not the only, but one of the biggest avenues through which we heal. We learn more about ourselves through the relationships that or the people that we connect with, and through the pain, more often than not, that we encounter in emotional connections. That serves as a very potent portal for healing, okay? So I feel like through your connection, because of the connection that they feel towards you, your person, it's almost like this healing process. It's something that their soul wanted anyways. I feel like, you know, when the soul is ready, unconsciously, this is not a conscious thought, it starts calling towards itself people and experiences that would begin the healing journey. And I feel like that is what was going on in the recent past for your person, and now they are ready. And this entire process of them navigating these difficult emotions and challenges and the fears and tackling that in the context of this connection, okay? And everything that they are changing their relationship towards or with, this is being offered to them by the divine and brought to them by their own guides, their angels. I'm looking at the shadow of, I believe that is Marilyn Monroe, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of like that faint figure. And that's kind of, to me, it looks like angelic guidance from the divine, okay? And things are going to make a radical turn, I feel like. The moon card followed immediately by the sun card. It's almost like the darkness is being dispelled, and what's coming in is this light energy, okay? The sun is all about vibrancy, light, okay? And to me, that's divine light. That's divine light healing everything that is happening with their subconscious minds, with their unconscious minds, or unconscious parts of themselves. And it's almost like this divine energy, this divine light is going to infuse their entire being, okay? So things are definitely shifting, and they will get, it will be like night and day, like that your person, when they come back to you, okay, they will feel energetically to you as very different, much more open, much brighter, more seeing eye to eye with you, I feel like. Look at the expression on this actress's face, which I think is Kate Winslet, or I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, sometimes I cannot tell, just because like the way the images are edited, and sometimes I just don't know their names, okay? But I feel like you would be able to see an energetic difference with your person. in how they communicate, how they connect with you, just their presence in this connection, that is going to distinctly feel very different than the closed off, resistant energy that you felt earlier. Okay, so that is this is a really big, huge, positive change, and I say positive because it is healing, not only for this relationship, but also for them as an individual soul. Okay. With the Knight of Pentacles, I still feel like your person right now is in that cautious stage, but there is progress. Like they are, okay, here I see kind of like a desire. I'm feeling that desire in them, in wanting to come towards you and offer you like real long-term commitment. Okay. They see you as someone that is worthy of a long-term commitment. They know that this connection, they cannot treat it as just like a fling, or something that they can brush off. But your presence, okay, just your beauty, and not just the outer beauty, even though I feel like they are appreciative of that as well. They find you incredibly attractive, is what I'm getting. Not just that, but your beauty, the beauty of your spirit, your energy, your soul, and this connection. They know that when they, or whenever it is that they come towards you, it's going to be talking about like a long-term commitment and like issues around that. So like a very serious conversation, you know, we should sit down and talk about like, how are we going to do this relationship for the long term? And is it a possibility, and exploring that together. Okay. They will kind of make an offer, I feel like, because I'm looking at the similarities, or like 2 pentacles up in the air here, which they are planning to bring to you. So you'll have something tangible, something solid from your person. But your person's energy is coming across as the Knight of Pentacles, which is a very slow, cautious moving knight. So this is going to take some time, but you should be assured by now, okay, through this reading, I hope, that the change is coming for sure. All right, this is happening for sure. It just is a matter of your person just being the kind of, you know, energy that moves a little slow. Okay, they take the time to really think about what they are going to do. They think about the repercussions of their actions. They think about how it's going to affect you, affect them. And because, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is kind of like he's carrying a coin, and he wants to make an investment into whatever it is, in this case, this relationship. But he wants to make an investment into something. And when the Knight of Pentacles is out there looking at the details of that venture and like considering it seriously, he does that because he is damn serious. Okay, this Knight means business. All right, so it's actually a very positive thing. There's slow movement, which means that by the time this relationship reaches its, you know, conclusion, you would have all the answers, everything figured out, and so will your person. Okay, so I'm eager to see where this reading takes us and what's gonna come up. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune talking about like this situation is going to take some time to turn around. The wheel, the natural wheel of time and circumstances shifting with it, that needs to happen. It kind of, what I was saying to me got confirmed. Then we have the 8 of Wands, and then when, you know, when the time is right, I feel like divine timing, you know, talking about divine timing with the the Wheel of Fortune, number 10 major arcana card, and the 8 of Wands. I feel like when the timing is right, and having, you know, gone through this processes, the shift happening, them taking like everything into consideration, and still acknowledging the real kind of long-term love, serious love that they feel towards you, then things start moving really fast, and they come in like Iron Man, right? That's Iron Man. I wish my brother was around. He's into like Marvel movies and Avengers and all that. And I think that is Iron Man, but I'm not sure. Anyways, things start moving fast. That's the point that I'm trying to make here. Then we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so this coming up as a clarifying card for the Nine of Pentacles. Your person's energy is also coming across here as a little wounded from the past. Okay, so similar connections, romantic connections from the past have really caused them problems and pain, and they have had to learn some difficult lessons. We have what is this? The Seven of Cups, confusion. Okay, so it has caused them a little bit of like stress in the past, and as I said, difficult lessons coming in, and that I feel like is contributing to the Knight of Pentacles energy. Okay, and with the Queen of Pentacles clarified by the Seven of Cups, and we have Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think that is what's her name? Oh my God, who's that girl from The Devil Wears Prada? Can't think of it, but yeah, comment below if you remember her name, and please remind me of it, or I'm gonna look it up later on. But anyways, so you see this woman rushing by, you know, doing her own thing and being awesome and just taking care of things, and we have this person standing here with the cup, which to me is a symbol of emotions and of feelings. Okay, and he's kind of, you know, thinking about this person, thinking about how wonderful they are. So in this particular like rendition of the Seven of Cups, I don't think this is talking about that confusion, which usually is the case with Seven of Cups. It talks about like feeling utterly confused and just, you know, too many emotions coming up all at the same time. But I feel like looking at this card, I don't see that major like confused energy, but I feel like admiration from far away for now. Okay, holding the cup in his hand, you know, thinking about this person. So this is all about admiration to me. I'm sorry, I'm completely changing the meaning of Seven of Cups here, but I distinctly feel, you know, that's the vibe that this image is sending my way. I mean, look at that. It doesn't speak of confusion at all to me. It talks about somebody who's got this person on their minds, and they're thinking, they're wondering about them, and, you know, hoping to see them, wanting more from this connection. And I feel that's the energy that your person puts out towards this, you know, the Queen of Pentacles. That is your energy, I feel like, or how they see you. Okay, so yes, there is attraction. Yes, there are feelings. And in case you're wondering, yes, you are on their minds, even with this Knight of Wands. This is Mr. James Bond, still thinking about, you know, making that approach. Again, with the Knight of Pentacles too, I found that there is that desire. Bottom of the deck, we have Justice. Okay, we also have Eight of Pentacles, I'm noticing. Okay, so with the Justice card, again, I feel like this is your person feeling like this is such a good, balanced connection, and something that just feels justified and right. You know what I mean? Like the combination of two of you, all right? I feel like even they sense that, and this is something that you must have sensed in your connection as well, that they really find, there might be some things that they do feel like are not matched, and they're not sorted out completely, which is why the Eight of Pentacles energy comes in, talking about, like, you know, them working. And as I said, this is working out and getting more clarity on how they feel towards you, and changing their perspective almost. Okay, changing their perspective on this connection and working towards. And this is unconscious work. Okay, I don't think that this is talking about like actual physical work, but this is their spirit working on itself, or like the embodiment of that spirit, which is your person, the inner man versus the outer man, that's for some other day. Oh my god, it got so cloudy. I'm going to switch on a light. Oh, hopefully this works out a little bit better, but it just got really cloudy. Yeah, you know, outside, and there's a window right up above this table, but I can't depend on that light anymore. Anyway, so this is them working out these blockages that they are getting right now from the moon energy being present, and shifting to that sun energy, whereas, like, you know, them being able to see things more clearly. But I feel like this is a really good balanced connection. Like, you know, again, just as I'm getting long-term relationship, marriage, commitment kind of vibes from this connection, you know. And even if they don't see it now, in the hearts of their hearts, like, that's how they see you, like a long-term partner with the Queen of Pentacles energy, this admiration. Okay, so it's going to take time, as I said, but is it going to move? Definitely yes. Is it going to shift? Definitely yes. Okay, now let me get some soul journey cards to get more insight on where your person is at right now and what is happening with them, what lessons they are learning, what they're going through. We have adversity. I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. I feel like this is a message for you because being in this connection, I feel like Spirit is saying, has been somewhat challenging for you. But I feel like you guys have done a really good job at meeting those challenges. And you know why that has been possible? It's because it's almost like this connection is so different, okay, for both of you. It's so different, so deep, so real, compared to like the other relationships that you've been in the past. The emotions run pretty deep, okay, which kind of has put you naturally in this position where you are able to learn, accept the challenges. First of all, see them as a challenge, see those challenges and accept them, accept being the key word here, and learn through them. Okay, and how you have managed to learn, both of you, through those challenges, even though like they have been painful and difficult, I feel like that has not altered how you have always felt towards them and how they have always felt towards you. Okay, all right, this card jumped out. Doubt. I need the doubt I release the need to know all the answers. So again, Spirit here is saying, do not doubt the validity of your emotions, their emotions towards you, and also, like, you know, wondering how is this going to work out, you know, because when you start thinking about what you're wanting in life, the mind has this special function where it comes up with all the like millions of reasons why this can never be or this will not work out. But Spirit is saying at this time, you know, release all the doubt and release the need to know all the answers. It will be all figured out. You know, things are happening in the background. I feel like with that Wheel of Fortune card, it's almost like, you know, when things are shifting, with the time shifting, all the details, like no individual has the capacity to figure out each and everything. So, and which is good, but what you need to do is not doubt the validity of this connection or the progress that this connection is going to make. Wow, I love this energy. So apparently messages are coming through for you. Okay, we have freedom. I possess the freedom, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Again, as I said, you have been on a healing journey, I feel like, and healing even more as you go through this connection and the details of this connection, and allow things to be as they are and learn from your challenges, learn to release the doubt. What that does is that, you know, that you enhance your own spiritual power. And spiritual power that you want to be, the will to bring in what you desire. And I feel like that's the high vibe energy that you are lining up with as you progress and you navigate your own challenges through this connection. So focus on that, focus on getting to this position where this becomes like a really felt reality for you. You feeling your own power, feeling your freedom of choice, and understanding that you have the power to manifest this, to bring in into your life if this is the connection that you want, and if you know that this is your happiness. Okay, so this is a highly spiritually evolving, and I'm also getting like for your person, okay, because my attention was drawn to Keanu Reeves there in the Knight of Pentacles card, and kind of looking at me and saying, you know, this is happening to me too. They're rising in their power too. So two souls going through this transformation, almost, this feels like, rising into their power, and then from that place, and that also means like, you know, shedding of the past, getting rid of the confusion, healing your wounding. It's a mix of all of that, and I feel that's the work that is going on right now, and I feel almost positive that this is a long-term commitment that I'm seeing here in the cards, in the making. Okay, get some more. What is going through? What are the messages for you? Empathy, bringing in empathy, really connecting with your spirit and your person's spirit and soul. Okay, if you can bring in compassion, send them love, hold that space of love open, you know. And I feel like you guys have been already doing that with the presence of this empathy card in the reading. Wow, this is quite a powerful energy of empathy. You have been able to do that because, you know, to a certain extent, you do understand what your person is going through. Bottom of the deck, we have love. Let me take a sip of my tea. So that, as I was saying, like love and empathy, it's present in this connection and from both your sides. You know, it's also true for you and true for your person. Being able to really see each other, see each other's challenges, and be patient through that. Wow, that's the message that is coming through. The continue bringing in compassion, empathy, love into this connection, and it should bring it to its rightful conclusion, which you both want. Both your hearts and your souls do desire this, I feel like. Okay. Drawing some more oracle cards from the Earth Wisdom. Is that what it's called? I believe so. Okay, this card flipped over. We have invocation. This is invocation for me is all about manifestation, okay? The kind of energy, the kind of connection that you have been wanting to manifest, invoke within yourself, okay? This is not, it could represent like an outside ceremony if you are into that, but if not, it is invoking those feelings in yourself to begin with. That is where you start. You invoke everything, and what I mean to say by that is that you choose in every moment how you want to feel, regardless of the circumstances, okay? Regardless of what is going on in the outside details of this connection, that they don't matter. But invoke, Spirit is saying, you make the choice and invoke those feelings and hold on to them, not like hold on like a clutch, but focus on what you want to create. That's the energy of manifestation, and kind of like a tip or a pointer to you from Spirit. Invoke that, and that is what is going to change, I feel like, the vibe of this situation. It's going to speed it up almost, it feels like, okay? assist in the manifestation of this connection. Again, we have new beginnings, which also came up in the oracle messages at the beginning of this reading. So definitely things are going to shift, and they are going to feel like night and day, as I said, you know, with the sun, the moon and the sun energy in your tarot cards. So definitely things are going to, we have 3 confirmations up until this point in this reading that, you know, things are going to shift, are going to change. Vulnerability. So this is, I feel like, talking about challenges with vulnerability that your person has at this time, okay? And just challenges around being open, which is what I felt, you know, at the time. But that's going to come in when the new beginning happens, or like when the divine timing is just right. I feel like this is about timing. Vulnerability and their ability to be vulnerable, which is like emotionally opening up, which I feel like they're also wounded around from their past connections, and they have a hard time doing that. That's going to shift. Like they will be able to show you, you know, lay out right in front of you how they have always felt about you. The heart-to-heart conversations, yeah, that's going to happen, I feel like, in this connection. Bottom of the deck, we have perspective. I'm also seeing movement. I'm also seeing earth magic, completion, celebration, wow. And stillness, even with stillness. It's like, remember, still waters run deep. So all the cards that I was intuitively guided right now in this last moment to draw. So change in perspective, movement coming in, and completion, as in, like, as I said, you guys reaching a happy conclusion, which I feel like both of you want, desire in this connection, not just you, but unconsciously or subconsciously your person does too, which is why they have invited the moon energy, you know, right now, and them having to like deal with it. It's always a choice, so maybe on the conscious level or the subconscious level or the unconscious level, but it is their soul's choice to bring in that energy. I hope I'm making sense when I say that. Okay, so this is about creation, and stillness is about, you know, creation happening. Like a lot is shifting, I want to say, in the background. Have faith, keep the faith. And like I said, in the meantime, focus on the energy that you want to bring in, to create in this connection. Invoke those feelings as often as possible during the day, or when you meditate, or when you know, simply think about them and think about this connection, because that, I feel like, is going to speed this process up a little bit. Again, I'm saying that twice now. I really feel that. Okay, so a wonderful reading. I really hope that you connected with this. I hope you got some of the answers, some of the explanations, and the insight really helped you. Please let me know in the comment section below if you chose this file and how this reading resonated with your situation. I would love to hear that and communicate more with you. And give this video a thumbs up if this reading helped you in any way, big or small, and consider subscribing to the channel and staying back for more future readings to come. Okay, so take care, my lovely pile 3 people. I will see you in my next video. Bye.